Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl once again, Lazy. Today I'm going to show you how to tie a full fan gele, and it's not difficult. If you've been finding it hard tying a fan gele, this particular video is for you because it's not too big and not too small either. It's for you and it's detailed. So the first thing I did was to fold the edges of the gele. You can see that the front of the gele is a little bit folded to the inside just to give it a better and a nice shape in front. Thereafter I went in with my pleats, and you can see that I'm holding the pleats with my fingers. I'm using my thumb to secure. So each time I create a fold, I'll use my thumb to secure. So I use my fingers in picking the pleats, the middle fingers in picking the pleats, and then the thumb to secure the pleats just to make sure that it's in place. Thereafter, I'm going to trace the pleats on the left hand side down towards her neck area, and then on the right hand side down towards her neck area, the way you can see me do. So the measurement for this gele today is 70-30. You can use 70-30, you can use 80-20, you can use 60-40, whatever you feel like doing, but today I'm going to use 70-30. So one hand, the short hand of the gele at the back right there is 30, while the long hand of the gele that I'm bringing to the front right now is 70. Yes, so that's how it's going to be. So you're just going to place the short hand on top, which is at the back, and then the long hand will stay under. The long hand goes under, the short hand stays on top of the long hand. So the long hand comes to the front like this. So after making your pleats, you need to make sure that your pleats are properly arranged, that they are well laid. You need to make sure that they are looking really nice, because the pleats is actually the beauty of the gele. So at this point, I'm going to bring the long hand of the gele to the front like this. I'm just going to place it on top the last pleat. You can place it on top the last pleat, or you can place it on top the second to the last pleat. In this video, you discovered that I made 5 pleats as the base. I initially made 5 pleats as the base. So depending on how big your gele is, you can even go more than 5 pleats. Some persons actually do 6, 7. Some persons do 4, depending on how big or how small your gele is. So I'm just going to place the gele right now on top each other. While I was making the base gele, that's the initial pleats on her head, I made the pleats behind each other. But right now, what I'm going to do is to place the pleats on top each other to give you that very round formation you usually see. I'm just going to keep placing on top each other. So when you're making a round gele, you're making the pleats down towards the extreme end of the gele. That's the way you can see me do right now. I'm just going to continue till I reach the end of the gele like this. That's the length of the gele. But if you're going to make fan pleats, you're going to work with the width of the gele. You're going to go from left like this down towards the right hand side of her face. I don't know if you guys can understand that. If you're making a round pleat, you're going upwards, while if you're making fan pleats, you're going from left to right, or from right to left, as the case may be. And right now I'm making fan pleats. I've started making my fan at this point. This is actually the second fan that I am on. So I'm just quickly going to tell you guys how I achieved this. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick big and then small, and then trace it down towards the other side. You're going to catch the gele like this. You're going to make sure that there's enough space in between big at this point and then small on the other side of your hand when you're tracing the pleats like this. And then you need to make sure that your gele is not falling towards your end. Let it fall towards the other side of her neck It's as simple as that. Let it not fall towards, let the remaining plates not, let the remaining hand of the gele, I mean to say, not fall towards your end. Let it not face you, but instead let it fall towards her own end, so that it will give you that very beautiful plait that you want. So I'm going to continue making the fan like this. Make sure that as you're doing it, you're arranging your pleats so that you're going to know if you're actually getting it or not. So I'm going to trace the pleats. If you miss any pleat, use one to cover it up. If you miss the tracing of any pleats, use another to cover the plate up. So you can see now I'm going to pick the plate again. Make sure it's big at the top and then small at the end. Make sure it's big at the top and then small at the end. When you actually get to this point, it's usually critical, so you need to make sure that you are doing it well. So I'm tracing the pleats right now. If I miss any plate, I'm going to use the one on top to cover it up. So right now I'm doing for the side of her face. Make sure, just the same process basically. Make sure you pick big and then big at the top and then very very small at the end. Big at the top and very small at the end, and then trace your plates like this. You need to make sure that you trace it down, and then you go back again, pick big at the top and then small at the end. Very very simple. So I told you guys that we are going from left to right. You can go both ways, either right to left or left to right. So that's how we're going to continue until I exhaust the gele itself. So you can see how our fan is already coming out. So pick big at the top and then small at the end like that. So that's what I'm going to do, and make sure that the gele is also very very firm, tight and secured on her head. So if you're tying for your model, the model should tell you, or your client should tell you, if the gele is still firm on her head or is about to fall off, because it can really be frustrating when you're tying and you just see the gele has already fallen. It can really be frustrating. So make sure that it's firm on her head. So right now I'm going to keep tracing the plates until I reach the end. So while you reach the end, make sure that the plates are getting smaller. They are getting smaller. They are no longer as long as they initially were. So make sure that you are reducing the plates. You are bringing the gele down a little bit by reducing it like this. Make sure you are reducing it the way I'm pulling the gele down. So make sure you are reducing it until you reach the end. Voila guys. So once you're done, make sure that your model holds the end of the plate the way you can see me do in the video. So right now I'm going to twist, and I'm not going to knot it. I'm just going to twist. I feel it's easier twisting everything. So I'm going to twist like this. I'm just quickly going to show you guys. So picking one hand of the gele, I'm going to take it to the other side, to the opposite side of her face, and then pin it quickly. I'm going to just pick like 3 plates from the other side and then pin. I'm not taking everything at once. I'm just taking like 3 plates and then pinning. So I'll take the remaining one right now and pin it. Make sure that it's really secured and tight on her head. This tutorial is just basically beginner friendly, yeah, at this point. So for the other hand of the gele, I'm going to twist the other side of her face and then pin it. You need to make sure that the gele is secured, because at this point it can fall off. So you need to make sure that you're in control, you're in full control of whatever is happening at the front. So right now I'm going to cover the back of the gele because I want the back of her head to be covered. I'm just going to quickly cover the back of the gele. You can either open it or close it, cover it per se, whatever you want to do. You're the one time, so you should know what you want or what your model wants. So guys, once you're done securing the gele at the back, move over to the front and arrange the pleats properly. You want your pleats to be properly done. You want it to be well laid. So trace the fan pleats that you have done properly. Even the round pleats under, you need to make sure that you trace it properly so that it comes out nice. So where I'm really going to work at is the other side of her face, which is the facing the video right now. It's the right hand side. Using my right hand, it's the right hand side of her face. So I'm going to pull the plates out and make sure that I trace it very well so that it gives me fan plates. So I'm just going to keep pulling the pleats out by making sure that the fan pleats come out as it should be originally. So I'm just going to keep pulling and then making the pleats come out well and nice. People do have different methods of tying this particular gele, but I feel and I think that as a beginner, this particular one is going to work very well for you, because this was how I started, and then I grew into a better teacher of this particular style of gele. It wasn't really easy at the beginning, so you need to make sure that when you just follow these processes that I've shown you, you're definitely going to get it. It may not be really perfect as per A1 at the beginning, but if you continue, like practice makes perfect, if you continue, you will definitely get it. It's not a one day something. Like the saying goes, Rome was not built in a day. So if you're just starting, you need to make sure that you keep practicing for you to get it all at once. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you've not watched my previous videos, please go back right now and do it. I'm going to leave a link of my previous videos down in this one so that you guys can watch, just in case you're finding it difficult in tying gele. The makeup was done by me. It was actually after some hours that we tied this gele, but everything was still intact though. I'm also going to leave a link in the description box so that you guys can see how we're able to achieve this particular look. Thank you all so much for watching. I still remain your girl, Lizzie. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, share, and also comment in the comment section. See you all in my next video. Bye.